The Jeff Meacham Network. The Jeff Meacham Network's multiverse of media. For over 15 years, the recognized symbol of excellence and the standard bearer in coverage of sports and entertainment.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to Talk Wrestling. It's Tuesday night. It's the NoDQ.com channel. It's the Jeff Meacham Network, multiverse of media. How the hell are you guys? It's great to see you on a Tuesday. Just checking out the comments here as they come in slow but sure. And Darren G, I saw you coming earlier, but I'll go ahead and throw it again because it caught my eye. Anyway, Joey says, hey, Jeff, today is the Dodgers. Yes, it is the greatest Dodger of all time's birthday. Joey, throw it up there for the world to see out there. I'll let you have the honor of putting it in the comment thread, by all means, sir. Yes, absolutely. But in the meantime, how is everybody doing? Daniel says, just curious, I have a feeling that Valen Henley will be turning heel soon. Again, didn't watch NXT yet. And again, as a reminder, guys, I don't get to see NXT until after I'm done with you because I am on the West Coast. I don't have the access that I do to AEW. So you'll have to forgive me. But I don't have the opportunity to see what happened with NXT tonight. Knowing what I've seen from Valen Henley in recent weeks, it wouldn't surprise me, however. I will say that for the record. Again, hello to everybody watching across the multiverse of media on the Jeff Meacham Network, on the Constantine Studios, on the NoDQ.com channel, on Noah Foster's channel, everywhere, James Hebert's channel, and of course on the Twitter, as JJ would say. Hello, Matt. Good to see you. Doing well. Everybody, please hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel you're watching. Subscribe to all the channels that we're going out across, right? Right over here, for the record. Everybody you see over here, please do the thing, kids. We appreciate you. And JJ is in the house, so JJ, good to see you, sir. And of course, once you hit like, hit subscribe, turn that notification bell on so you know. If you don't already know Talk Wrestling Live at 10 p.m. or 10:05 on the Tuesday night, where you been? For real. Walter says, I don't watch NXT no matter what coast I'm on my NXT. Oh, Walter's in the same boat as Noah Foster. But Noah does watch NXT. At least he'll be watching this coming Saturday as far as the Jeff Meacham Network side of things are concerned. We will get to that later in our promotional side of things, if you will. So coming off what was a monumental, at least for my money, Royal Rumble pay-per-view, pardon me while I adjust my seat here, because Lord knows my old ass gets cramped and I get tired, my back hurts, and I gotta move. Anyway, so Royal Rumble is in the books. We are now officially on that road to WrestleMania, as we discussed during open mic night on Saturday, and everybody discussed during the NoDQ review Sunday night. Of course, I was not a part of NoDQ review. I was supposed to be at the House of Mouse. I called out super sick. I ended up with food poisoning, which is always fun. Still not fully over that adventure, by the way. That's been an experience, to say the very least. But first time I ever had that. It was awful. Awful. Mind what you eat, kids. For sure. But coming off the Royal Rumble premium live event, let me be clear and concise and falling in line with the WWE corporate speak, if you will. Jacob, hey, Caleb, good to see you, brother. Good to see you in the chat. In addition to the apparent falling apart of the bloodline, and we'll see what happens with that more on SmackDown, I'm sure, coming up Friday night on Fox. JJ, I'll go ahead and start that. We'll get to that later. We now know two, after the Rumble and Monday Night Raw, we now know two matches for sure for WrestleMania, which will be covered on the Jeff Meacham Network Multiverse of Media. It will be the winner of the Men's Royal Rumble match, Cody Rhodes, going after that American Dream and hoping that Roman Reigns doesn't continue his run as the undisputed champion. And, of course, Rhea Ripley will try to get her WrestleMania victory back from Charlotte Flair from, I believe, 3 years ago now during the pandemic WrestleMania, as she challenges the Queen for the SmackDown Women's Championship as she earned the right to choose based on her winning the female, the ladies Royal Rumble, the women's Royal Rumble. God, I couldn't get the word women on that. Isn't that awful? Let's see. Let me get the graphic off here so I can read this. I want to read the comment properly. Daniel says, been a fan of yours since the old Talk Wrestling, even though you blocked me on Twitter for no reason. But do you think they'll pull the trigger on Cody winning the title? I don't remember blocking you, Daniel. So please give me your Twitter handle, and I will attempt to rectify that. Caleb says, I like your shirt. That's Power of Love. Yeah, actually, I had this designed after the Back to the Future logo. So thank you for noticing the effort. This was actually designed by our buddy Greg Cherry. You can find it at our Teespring store, which is off of it's Spring now, whatever, but it's under the Jeff Meacham Network Spring store. I have the JeffMeachamNetwork.com thing set up right now. It's a long story, but I'm gonna try to get it up on the Pro Wrestling Tees as well. But I also gonna add the Multiverse of Media logo underneath here to have an alternate option as well. So, Sean says Sami Zayn has trashed all his bloodline stuff. I did see that. And Caleb also adds that Rhea will be a Grand Slam champion. She will. If she becomes SmackDown champion, she will have won every championship you can win within the WWE umbrella, I believe, except the NXT tag titles. I could be wrong on that, though. I'll have to look at that. Thank you, Darren. Appreciate that. So a lot of the questions are centered around Cody winning the championship at WrestleMania. Early prediction says yes, of course, because that's been the speak, right? We're gonna get Cody realizing the dream that his father could not, that his brother did not. But we will have to wait and see what happens over the next 60 days, as you saw in the teaser there. But what I do want to talk about briefly before we get into getting all your questions filled, because that's why you come, to get the questions. That's why you arrive. That's why you watch this show. Can't think about a double entendre these days in these damn shows. But they did announce last night on Raw there will be 2 Elimination Chamber matches coming up at the named Elimination Chamber pay-per-view premium live event. Coming up on February 18th in Montreal. Wink, wink, nod, nod. On the ladies' side of things, the Women's Elimination Chamber the winner will face Bianca Belair for the Raw Women's Championship coming up at WrestleMania. 4 women have been announced for this match so far. We've got Raquel Rodriguez, Asuka, Liv Morgan, and Nikki Cross. The final 4 of the Royal Rumble, of course, that did not win. Rhea, of course, being the winner, with 2 more to be named in the coming weeks, one of which will be determined on next week's Raw in a fatal 4-way qualifier with Candice LeRae, Meacham, which I hate that damn name for Mia Yim, Carmella, the returning Carmella, by the way, she returned last night on Raw, and Piper Niven will be part of that as well. Love seeing Piper Niven being called Piper Niven, by the way. Dewdrop is no more. Very happy about that. On the men's side of things, there will be an Elimination Chamber match to determine the United States Championship. Of course, champion Austin Theory. And last night on Raw, Johnny Gargano, Bronson Reed, and Seth Rollins all qualified. 2 more to be entered into the chamber as Montez Ford battles Elias next week on Raw, and Montez's partner, Angelo Dawkins, faces the Judgment Day's Damian Priest. Also on Raw next week, yeah, right, but we'll see if it actually goes down, the much touted steel cage match with Bayley taking on Becky Lynch. That's all supposed to be on Raw next week. We'll see if the cage match happens. And the reason I say that is what I'm going to talk about here momentarily. Let me get the comments going here. Carmella's back. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. So let me go ahead, and I wanted to bring up this topic because I saw Aaron post his WrestleMania card predictions on, I believe it was Facebook. Forgive me if I'm wrong there, boss. Shortly after the Royal Rumble Premium Live event, and I wanted to kind of throw these out there as these could possibly happen coming up at WrestleMania, and what you all think of Aaron's potential card. Now, he did mention that Cody would face Roman, and that, whoever did not face, or Rhea did not face, would face Bianca Belair. Now, Aaron is guessing that it's going to be Ronda Rousey, at least as of the predictions he made prior to Raw, which means Ronda Rousey would be in the chamber match coming up in Montreal. Now, that could happen. It very well could be. Muhammad, good to see you as well in the chat room, by the way. But here's how Aaron lays it out. These are the title matches that are already confirmed. He thinks we'll get the long-awaited Sami KO versus the Usos. Ronda versus Bianca, as mentioned. Lashley versus Lesnar. Gunther versus, he said, Sheamus / and or Drew, which, I'd rather see Drew get a one-on-one Intercontinental title match with Gunther, but, Sheamus is always part of that mix. He thinks Becky versus Bayley will take place at WrestleMania. He thinks Austin Theory will face John Cena. Rey Mysterio will face Dominic. Seth Rollins will face Logan Paul, which we've seen that he's kind of planned for the last few nights. And Edge will face Finn Balor. Now, what does everybody in the chat room think of the Boss's layout for WrestleMania? And what would you change? What would you add? We'll talk more about that as we go through this hour with any luck. Again, let me see. So yeah. I wouldn't change a thing about the Rumble except the length of the pitch black match, having a better idea of what the pitch black match was going to be. And yeah, that's really it. I think the match lengths were sacrificed for unnecessary reasons. The Hardy concert being, I like Hardy. I got to see Hardy in concert as part of a when I attended my first Jason Aldean, my only so far Jason Aldean concert back in October of 2021. So I don't mind Hardy necessarily. I know people are comparing him as a Wish version of Kid Rock. It is what it is, you guys. Everybody's like somebody now, but I think they could have given the other matches a little bit more time and not focus so much on the promotion of things and the concert. Just that's where I would have gone with that. Joey, should the Usos versus KO and Sami match be a normal match or a special no DQ type match? I think in order to give Sami and Kevin a clear-cut, definitive, they are the champions, they defeated the Bloodline, it's got to be a straight-up match, and they've got to win. That's how I feel about that. And Caleb thinks it should be a Texas Tornado-style match, which is, free-for-all. Everybody's in the ring at once, which, not a bad idea. Sean says Bianca needs to beat Ronda if that happens. I would agree. I would have thought I would have Gunther versus Lesnar Mania. Again, they seem to be building toward Lashley versus Lesnar at WrestleMania, which, we all love to see Gunther and Lesnar, and they did tease that during the Rumble match. But again, I guess they feel the money's with Brock and Bobby. We'll see. Daniel says I would make the Intercontinental a triple threat if Gunther loses. That way he wouldn't have to take the pin and still be strong. I actually do like it. I don't mind having Sheamus be in there. Everybody knows how I feel about triple threats. I can't stand them. Never have liked them. There's a very rare few exceptions to that universal hate, if you will. But I feel a one-on-one championship match at WrestleMania is always the way to go, at least for my money. Intercontinental, again, you get a little wiggle room because Intercontinental has had some tremendous multi-man matches over the years at WrestleMania. So that's where I don't bitch near as much, I guess. Could Damage Control have that? They should. They are the women's tag team champions. They established the championships to be defended on premium live events. I think they should have a match at WrestleMania. I would honestly see. Here's where I get muddled in my thinking, so forgive me. But you would think that with and again, a lot's going to happen on Saturday at Vengeance Day for NXT that could dictate the road to WrestleMania as well. You figure Toxic Attraction has a match. They're both involved in a triple threat against Roxanne Perez for the Women's Championship, the singles title. I think they lose. I think Roxy retains, for the record, and I think they're going to call Gigi and JC up. I would put Gigi and JC against Damage Control and have that be a WrestleMania match because Toxic Attraction has been money for a lot longer than I've allowed myself to admit. JJ called it a long time ago, but I have not allowed myself to admit it, and unfortunately, Mandy's now gone. So, they're kind of overlooking, I think, Gigi and JC. They need to call them up and get those two ladies on TV. Muhammad, if you listen to Seth Rollins, hopefully never. I love it. Go back and watch that interview Seth cut during the Rumble lead up. That was friggin' brilliant. I love it. Every bit of it. If you know what I'm talking about, it's on NoDQ. Great stuff from the architect. Manuel says, what makes sense to me but seems a bit too far for Becky and Bayley, Hell in a Cell, but need to slow burn it because it seems it's almost ending in my opinion. Yeah, again, I wouldn't have teased the cage match again if you're not going to actually deliver it on Raw next week. And they're going to be Orlando. It's the home of NXT, and I get it. I would say that's a money match at Mania because people, it should be Ronda and Becky. That the bloom has gone off that rose for my own personal opinion. And again, it's my show, so it is my opinion. But the time to do that match has come and gone. There's no heat on it at this point, and I think anything they try to develop in the next 60 days is just going to feel rushed, right? Even though it is 2 months, it's still, it's been building for years, and they just kind of let it completely not only cool off, but freeze. So, no. So I would have Becky and Bayley extend this series to WrestleMania. And have it be, whether it's a cage match, a Hell in a Cell match, whatever, it needs to be a big blow-off match. Is Candice LeRae getting the Dolph Ziggler treatment? If so, why? No. Candice LeRae has just returned to television after being on maternity leave. That's why she was gone so long. And I don't think the Dolph Ziggler treatment is what everybody thinks it is. I think Dolph is being allowed to do what he wants to do on his own time and, given the right people the rub on television. But again, what do I know? I'm just a podcaster and a fan. And JJ pointed out the love for Toxic Attraction. Absolutely, brother. I do too. I do. Sean says, happy for Liv Morgan for lasting until the final four. Final two. Yeah, that really made Liv look strong. Excuse me. That really made her look very strong, and hopefully she gets a good showing inside the Elimination Chamber. Again, one can hope. Right? Okay. I'm now 20 in, so I'm actually 15 in, but I'm going to go and take a break anyway really quick so I can get some water and collect my breath. Starting Saturday, here's what's coming up over on let's see if I can get the finger point just right there. It is the Jeff Meacham Network Multiverse of Media in terms of live watch-alongs throughout this quarter. And again, you can catch all that coming up beginning. Actually, we did the first one we did for the year was Wrestle Kingdom, but continuing on this Saturday with NXT Vengeance Day. That's all starting this Saturday. Coming up there. Could Liv Morgan win a Rumble in the next couple of years, and is she a future Mania main eventer? Absolutely. I think people have continued to undersell Liv. I think that's very wrong of the WWE Universe and the fandom in wrestling period to do. So, thank you to our friends over at PIM. Let's see where we're at here. PIM Technologies for the cup. Appreciate you guys. If you know, you know. Let's see. I need Gunther versus Cody at SummerSlam for the title if he wins it. Absolutely. I agree. It is unfortunate that Randy Orton is dealing with the life-threatening injury, and do you think that he should go easy with RKO or have a new finisher? Let's get him in the ring, back in the ring, and okay. Let's get him healthy 100% first. Let's see if a career continuation is even a thing. I am so hopeful for Randy that he is able to get at least some normalcy back in his life, let alone his career. If you believe reports, if you believe rumor and innuendo or whatever, if you whatever's going on with him is not good by any stretch. And we've seen so many of the talent, over the years have a injury like this. Steve Austin, Edge, Saraya, Daniel Bryan, Brian Danielson. And concussions are ugly. Nobody knows that better than me. So concussions are just the start of something, and spinal injuries are just chaos on the system. So hopefully whatever is ultimately afflicting Randy will be resolved and he can get some semblance of normalcy back in his life. Then if that happens, we can hopefully see him return to his legendary status, and maybe develop a new moveset. Yes. Do I think Santino Marella should go into the Hall of Fame? You know what? I have made the joke for years that, if Coco Beware can be in, anybody can be in, right? But people shit on me because Coco is so well respected by a lot of his peers in the industry. So why not? Throw Santino in there. Hell, put Santina in there too. Screw it. Both of them. Same year. Give Anthony something to do for the night. Does Braun Breaker beat Grayson Waller on Saturday? No. We'll talk more about that this weekend. Psycho, do you think post-WrestleMania Triple H will start to push multiple people on as main event stars instead of traditionally one person like it was done in the past? It's a good question, Psycho, with no S. Right, TJS? Again. It's a good question. I know Triple H is a old school fan. I know that Triple H enjoys the idea of the championship being contested in traditional style matches. So, but I don't know all about Triple H's ultimate creative or booking style. None of us really do, truthfully. We're not in the office. We don't work for the WWE. We don't know for sure. We think we know based on journalistic integrity or lack thereof. But my personal belief is that Triple H will continue the course he's laid out, which is solid storytelling and compelling television. I mean, I wanted to watch Raw Monday night because of what I saw at the Rumble. I want to watch SmackDown on Friday because I didn't get to see the continuation of the Bloodline storyline. They're making me want to come back and resume television viewing, which they have not been able to consistently uphold in a long time. So that's what will happen, if anything. Anthony with kind of the same question two different ways. What's my favorite part about the women's division? Right now, not as much as it was just a few years ago. There's not enough depth being displayed on television, even NXT. There's a lot of quality female talent on the roster, on payroll, and they're just not being utilized. You're seeing Charlotte be used over again, and a lot of Bianca. I know JJ likes Bianca. I'm going to catch heat when I see him next, I'm sure. But we're getting a lot of the same people over and over again instead of developing more talent. Hopefully Piper Niven coming back will make that different. Hopefully, what we saw at the Rumble. Hopefully Rhea Ripley being the world champion if she wins at WrestleMania, will make that different. Hopefully the chamber match will prove me wrong. There's a lot of things that can happen. The NXT championship match on Saturday, there's a lot of good kind of bubbling under the surface, but it hasn't been allowed to, prosper and be exposed to the light. So I want that to happen. Right now, my favorite thing about it is I still have faith in it because there is a lot of talent there. And I have belief in Triple H and Shawn Michaels. And that sounds like, corporate butt kissing, but I believe in them. I believe in both those guys. I really do. Saw that already, so we'll do that. I wouldn't mind seeing Gunther lose to Sheamus. He can still be strong after the strongest can sometimes, after all, sometimes losing it'll be good for Sheamus. Agreed. Yes. Yes, the concussions and Matthew Stafford, if you're a football fan, there you go. What I think of WWE's version of WWE's version of ECW, it sucked. It sucked so bad that it wouldn't have got a good proper pay for how bad it sucked off. It was terrible. It was the drizzling shits. Clear? Bad. Horrible. Horrible. Rhodes versus Orton at SummerSlam. Again, Orton's got to get healthy. Would I rather watch a Hardy concert or eat at Hardy's? Well, that's a good question, honestly, Psycho, because didn't really pay to see Hardy. He was just kind of added on to the Jason Aldean package. I liked what I saw out of the Hardy concert that I saw in October of 2021, and I do enjoy his music, but not a whole lot of food beats Hardy's, which is Carl's Jr. out here on the West Coast. I will say this. Carl's Jr. Hardee's is very expensive for fast food when you compare it to the likes of McDonald's, Jack in the Box, Taco Bell, those things. So honestly, right now, Hardy concert. Because I'm more entertained by a Hardy concert than I am of the idea of spending that much money on fast food. Plus, I'm not eating fast food right now. I'm very, very, very limited on the fast food intake these days. Thank God. I work at Disney, so I get decent food there, and I'm having meals prepared here. Or I had meals prepared, and I do my own meal prep these days because I'm trying to lose this damn weight. God help me. Being sick helps, by the way. Being sick, you don't eat much. So I lost a ton of weight the last 2 days because I felt like shit and I looked the part. So that's why you didn't see me on NoDQ review or on any camera at all yesterday. Wow. It was a bad day last couple of days. Does Cody appear on both Raw and SmackDown for the Build of Mania? I would because he's challenging Roman, and Roman's on both shows right now. Hi. Kobe says, hi, Jeff. Glad to catch Talk Wrestling. Glad I was live in months. Do you think we will ever see The Rock back in that very ring against Roman? Give me 1 second, guys. I'm sorry. Sorry, guys. Yes, please do, I don't want to get shut out because I have to wait for my paycheck to drop. We'll settle up after Thursday. Sorry for the short answer. I'm live on the air, but Talk Wrestling, LOL. Okay. Anyway, going to go on a trip next week, hopefully. Anywho, let's see. Rock. I don't think the match needs The Rock. I don't think we need to see The Rock back. This has been built so well. We're talking about this. We talked about this kind of sort of on Open Mic Night. I know it was discussed on the review on Sunday as well. I don't think it needs The Rock. I think we've got a great story, a couple of stories. You've got the Sammy Kevin dynamic on one hand. You've got Cody on the other. I don't need The Rock. Would I like to see The Rock come back? Absolutely. Does it need it? No. Do I need Stone Cold? I don't need Stone Cold. Let me put it this way. Let me get the comment off here so I can. If we get the two guaranteed match, or at least the two matches that are quote unquote set in stone right now, we've got. That's not what the hell the hell. Yeesh. Sorry guys, I apologize. If we get this match, which is set-ish for now, and this match, and then we get these other 9 over the course of 2 nights at WrestleMania, I don't need The Rock. I don't need Stone Cold. I don't. If we get them, great. Bonus points. Okay, let's see. Caleb, do you think after Dustin Rhodes is done with AEW that Goldust will go into the Hall of Fame? Yes, and he deserves it. Dustin most definitely deserves the Hall of Fame induction. I think with Bianca, Papa H is attempting to make the Women's Championship mean something. It's been a long time since the main roster talent has had a lengthy run with the women's title. I agree. I mean, that's true. I'm not sure if it happened in the 8 years, 7 years you didn't watch. Jay, somebody have to correct check the stats in the chat. But JJ didn't watch between 2014 and or like 2012 or 2013 and last year. I don't think anybody was champion for more than a year, except Becky's most recent run, and even then he was already watching kind of sort of by then. Do I think women's division deserves on weekly show? Not right now. If they get more stars built up, then yes. Would I rather watch a Hardy concert or that's a loaded question, and you're a jerk for that, Jay. I'd rather watch a Hardy conversation if the Hardy conversation had a different co-host alongside you, and we'll leave that where it is. Anyway, holy crap! I finally made it. What up, Jeff? Hey, what is up, P? Good to see you, brother. This is my Kings buddy. This is my AEW attendee buddy, fellow wrestling fan, longtime fan of the NoDQ channel and the Jeff Meacham Network. So good to see that he made an episode of Talk Wrestling. Very cool. Could JSO leave the bloodline once with the tag titles? I think it's going to happen sooner than that, personally. Psycho says, do you think the reason we haven't seen a good Bray Wyatt match in a while is because Bray cares more about promos and being spooky than in-ring action? No, I think that's a very logical reason. I think that there we go. He's a waving. There you go. I think, and I've heard Virtue say this more than once, and I tend to agree with Virtue that Bray Wyatt at this stage of his life, his career, whatever you can call it, would be so much better suited as a producer, an actor, being involved in the horror film and TV genre. Not to say that his creative mind doesn't apply well to sports entertainment or professional wrestling, but it seems like he's been backhanded booked so many times that people are just kind of like about him at this point. Whereas in the film industry, horror specifically, he could thrive a lot better. He's always working. Actually got the night off. Just got home. I'll tell you this: Hardy concert live was brutal. Oh yeah, because you were at the Rumble. Okay, and again, you saw him at the Rumble, which the crowd was not wanting him to be there. I got to see him as part of an actual full concert, so a little bit different scenario. What are the best places to eat at Disneyland? Okay, so for those of you that are going to visit, or just to satiate Psycho's curiosity or comment, I will say this: the best healthy place to eat, or at least the one I've found so far, is next door to the Test Kitchen, or next to the bar where I got this cup, and it's the Pim Test Kitchen. They've got healthy sandwiches. They've got all plant-based pasta, spaghetti meatballs. It's so good. Just a lot of great options. They actually have healthy choices all over the resort now, which I find very refreshing. If you're going to say screw it, I'm going to eat what I want to eat, and I'll make up for it the next day at the gym or on the treadmill, or or my workout or my yoga or whatever. Alien Pizza Planet is the best value in the resort food wise. They've got this chicken Alfredo fusilli, I think it's how you say it. Forgive me if I'm wrong. For those of you that understand the language better than I do, that is the best plate I've had at Disney. Where I work, or maybe Magic, Carnation Cafe and Jolly Holiday. Carnation Cafe is a great sit-down restaurant. It's a diner type place. Great options. Jolly Holiday is more of a stop-in, but they've also got a great variety of treats and drinks, very much like Jolly Holiday in the scene in Mary Poppins. That's what it's based after. They personally have a grilled cheese sandwich and tomato soup combo that was a Walt favorite. Walt had his own grilled cheese sandwich maker that I actually got to see when I went to his apartment back in December. Let's see. No, the PIM thing is over at Avengers Campus at the other park, California Adventure, by the way, not Disneyland proper. We used to have a great steakhouse at the hotel. It's closed now, but That's where Walt and his wife dined often. If you know somebody that knows somebody, Club 33. Tell you what, great food there. Actually, I will say I actually recently, for the first time, this last trip with my friend Jenna on Friday, ate at Carthay Circle restaurant and lounge, and had an unbelievably good plate of what the hell did I have there at what the fuck would I have at damn Carthay Circle? All I remember is the damn Scotch mist I had because it's Walt's drink and it was on the company anniversary celebration. Oh, you know what? I didn't eat. I didn't have a full meal there, but I will say the Monte Cristo sandwich at Cafe Orleans I had recently was very good. So basically, the answer, Psycho, is anywhere. Just you got to know what you want. Anyway, just saying, if Cody doesn't beat Roman, then who will? Good question. Great question. And we talked about this on the sports bar today. Maybe Roman gets to 1,000, like we're just talking about in May. Maybe he gets there. Jay and Sammy successfully defended the tag titles on Raw as 30. Do you think Adam may stick it to the bloodline by saying they are the champions now, not the Usos? If Adam Pearce values what's left of his lifespan, I wouldn't do that to Roman Reigns or Jimmy Uso or Solo or Paul Heyman. Just saying. Stone Cold was on Mania. He doesn't need a match. I wouldn't mind having a pro LA Knight. I agree with that, Kobe. 100%. My opinion on Nyla Rose. I'm okay with Nyla. I'm a fan. I think Nyla has a unique approach. Again, she's fighting an uphill battle in this industry. She is a trans wrestler on a mainstream stage. That is a challenge and a half, and I applaud her for it. I applaud AEW for allowing her the creative freedom to do what she needs to do. So, good on her. Psycho said, let me have this damn water in my hand. I'm going to get a swig. It is water, by the way, just so you guys know. It's not vodka. It's water. No vodka today for the Meacham. Let's see. Roman take a vacation post-Mania so he can take a break and avoid becoming stale. I would. Clam chowder and a bread bowl at Harbor Galley. That is an old favorite of mine, JJ. I just don't have it as much anymore. I haven't had it in a long time, actually, so I don't know if it's still any good. And again, without grossing people out and doing too much inside baseball, I think they serve the chowder at either Jolly or Carnation, one or the other. And a lot of times people send it back unfinished, and I have to clean it out of bowls in the raw form as a food and beverage steward. So I get to re-smell the clam chowder smell the second time, and it just makes me sick. So I'm a little bit biased toward the chowder these days. I will say, though, that Walt's chili in the bread bowl with a little bit of cheese in there is chef's kiss. So good. I had that at Coke Corner about a month or so ago. Really good stuff. Let's see. Who do I think should beat Jade Cargill? Chris Statlander. She gets healthy. Come on. There it goes. Hi. Chris Statlander, if Chris gets healthy in time to make it worth beating Jade. If not, everybody that's there right now, I would probably go. God, let me get back to that. It's a good question. I'll come back to it. How many matches are in a typical 2-day Mania? Like, how many were there last year? God, I don't even know off the top of my head, Emmanuel. Let's find out. Tootsie Pop style. WrestleMania 2022. 30. I can't remember the damn number. They don't use the number anymore, so I don't know. What are you dinging me for? Go away. All right, so night 1 had 7 matches. Night 2 had 9. So 16 matches, figure an average of 8. 8 matches a night. Got 33 or bust. Damn right. If it's one and done, you never get to go on there again, I'm fine with it. It was a great experience. Have I tried the blue milk at Star Wars Land? I did. And it's okay. It's not my favorite drink in Star Wars Land because I enjoy the cantina when I can. But the blue milk is satisfactory, as is the green milk. I find them both satisfactory in their own way. Roman gets to 1,000 days and loses his soul at SummerSlam. I don't know about that solo, but 1,000 days is likely. Has Aaron ever done karaoke, and how bad is his singing? Mine is far worse. But he and I have both done karaoke and together. Karaoke together many a time in the old NoDQ days. It wasn't pretty, I promise. Jade should execute Plan B, wink, wink, and cash in her TBS championship for a shot at Jamie Hayter. Jade is referring to option C through Impact, where you cash in the X Division championship for the world title. In case you guys aren't Impact fans, I know a lot of you guys don't watch Impact anymore or have never watched Impact, so I'm trying to educate the masses. Walter, I did see your question about the split title, so bear with me. I promise. I'll get there. Mac and cheese bread bowl at DCA is good. They actually had that at Coke Corner too. It's delicious. How would I go about splitting the titles? God, this is going to be a hot take, and I may even end it here. We'll see. I would have Sammy beat Roman. I know it weakens him for Mania. I know. Don't send your hate to @_Jeff Meacham, and then have Cody beat him at Mania. I think Sammy deserves it. I know people are going to shit on me for making that clown a world champion, but damn it, he freaking earned the hell out of it. Bring back NoDQ CW for the multiverse. I don't have the video game system or the resources to input it. So bug the boss over at NoDQ.com about CAW. Imagine Disney creating High School Musical attraction at Disneyland near where you work. No. Do not put that in the universe cycle. That's a bad cycle. No. All right. I'm going to cut it there unless we get super chats, because I'm going to go into promotion mode and sign off because my voice is going hoarse again. All right. Let me get the logo off the screen so everybody can see things properly. All right. Here we go. Of course, on NoDQ.com, you can catch the review every Sunday night, 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 Pacific. You can also catch Aaron's recaps of Raw, Dynamite, and SmackDown each and every Friday night. Monday, Wednesday, Friday night, excuse me. If you missed JJ's review of the longest running film in cinematic history, yes, it is still playing out there somewhere. Since 1975, it has never stopped playing in theaters. I'm not kidding. It is a stat. Look it up. You can catch JJ's review of the Rocky Horror Picture Show from yesterday on the Constantine Studios. It's now on demand. Starting tomorrow, he will begin his February, which will be split between Chick Flicks and Black History Month. He'll have a Matthew McConaughey, all right, double feature this week. As Wednesday, he covers How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. There comes the hate mail. How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. Jesus, I botched that one really bad. And on Friday, Failure to Launch. Saturday, he featured Rob Lowe in Doggone. And, of course, every Sunday is the weekly acquisition report, The War Zone, where he talks about his latest DVD and Blu-ray buys across the shopping universe, if you will. Wednesday, of course, the Greg Cherry Show, each and every Wednesday on the Greg Cherry brand. I should be there tomorrow. I don't have anything planned as far as I know. Things come up. It is what it is. And, of course, Staff by Sports Bar was later this afternoon. You can catch that show each and every Tuesday at 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 Pacific, whether I'm there or not. If I'm not there, it's 4:30 Pacific because JJ's producing. But that'll be all. That's all either on demand or available next week. Monday, JJ and I will be back with Dads, Not Always on Wrestling, as we observe the anniversary, which is actually this coming Friday, of the day the music died, with our top 10 musicians we lost too soon. The big watch-along for the week on the Jeff Meacham Network Multiverse of Media is this Saturday, February 4th, 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 Pacific, with NXT Vengeance Day, and, of course, our weekly open mic night event coming up after the show is all said and in the books. And, of course, I'll be back here next week at 10:05 Eastern, 7:05 Pacific, with another episode of Talk Wrestling as we continue on with the 16th year, or just past 15. So that will do it for good old JM. We appreciate everybody tuning in across the. Thank you for reminding me, JJ. I was going to get back to this question too. So if it's not going to be Chris, which I think it should be still, right now on the AEW roster, God, I would have to be Velvet, Red Velvet. I don't think it's going to happen this week. So I don't know. Sorry for the disappointment answer, Sean. JJ, earlier today, just filmed his first episode of WWE A Simple Take where they recap the Rumble. It'll be live premiering tomorrow at noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Pacific. So check out JJ and the Simple Man Noah Foster coming up tomorrow. Okay, it looks like that's it. Didn't see any other starred comments, so thank you all very much. We will see you again tomorrow for the Greg Cherry Show, for the recap of Dynamite, and so much more throughout the week on the Jeff Meacham Network Multiverse Media, for NoDQ.com, for the Custodian Studios, for the Greg Cherry brand, for the Simple Man brand, for the JB95 Studios. This has been good old JM saying, see you next time right here on the one, the only Talk Wrestling.